And good day, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Brother Chris, and my colleague that's from the next. What would you
Is
say?
the Gypsy
What would you say? State or next country or what?
next door?
Yes, yes. Is who?
Eliminates all that other stuff.
Yep.
I'm the Gypsy lady, Eva,
Yeah, yeah.
who likes to tell all kinds of things about people.
So, so yes, we are actually a fabulous group here. Let me just lower the seat. There we go. A little bit of headspace. Yep. Yes. So we were just talking about a lot of stuff.
We always do.
Yeah. So let's just start from right where we started from again. You were just recently watching one movie, though, that we did a show on here at Unique Divine Oracle podcast, and the movie was what?
Knowing with Nicolas Cage. I can't remember any of the other excuse me, any of the other actors.
And
I can't
actresses and everything else, but yeah, that movie is really, really
yeah,
touching.
yes.
Because,
Especially the ending.
yeah,
Uh it with the heat dome that's been moving this way, we can expect it next week. It just makes you wonder if someday it's not really going to happen.
yeah.
Not someday, maybe just when is it going to happen?
It's like us. Well, we were also discussing the weather, like what you brought up, but the do with the movie though. That's one great movie though that you have to really watch. Though it deals with numerology, 100%.
Yes,
It also deals with actually spiritual stuff.
yes,
Um,
it does. Indeed, it does.
but you
I
really
mean,
go ahead.
were these space creatures actually seeing what they were seeing, or were they more of a spiritual, say, an angel type thing
Yeah,
guarding these children?
yeah,
That was another thing with the paranormal. The fact that only those who heard the whispers were invited aboard the craft to go,
yeah,
because the father said was told you can't hear us, so you can't go.
yeah.
Can you imagine saying goodbye to your children like that? Oh,
That's the question. And and we talked about this topic before we started dealing with the Star Children, all right. So it was a great intro actually to discuss, and it's again though it's like I was saying though it's a great movie to sit back and watch. The reason why is because again though it's not only with spiritual, but it gets you start thinking 100%. Um, 9/11 was actually in that movie. It was talked about 9/11. It was talked about Hitler was talked about. So stuff that's actually happened in the past. And you never know exactly what is going to come up next. I'm sorry for
well,
saying,
that's life.
yeah, I'm sorry for saying it, but some people that do with numerology. I'm not saying you, Eva, but
No,
some people,
numerology is not my thing.
yeah, yeah. So some people say that they do numerology, but they predict things, all right, of what's going to actually happen on. One great person though that was actually there that actually predicted things and things has happened is Nortradamus. I think his name is.
Yes, and another one that was predicting things and using a little bit of numerology, Edgar Casey.
Yes. Yeah.
That's one person I would love to sit down and talk these things through, talk with him about it. Just, I just think I read several of the things that that was published through his estate, and it's like this man must have been fantastic.
Yeah. It's okay. So again, though, it's a great movie. And then last week, though, what we were talking about, though, I sort of brought it to Eva, and it was about the movie Lucy. Now, I sent her some clips. All
And I
right.
didn't get to watch them all. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no, no. It's fine, but you got the gist of it. Um,
Hmm.
so, what would you think about that movie, the movie Lucy?
I really don't know. I want to watch the rest of the clips before I make a judgment on it
Okay.
because I didn't get enough of it. I can say one thing: I'd like to see the whole movie.
Yeah.
When is it? Is it already out?
It's already out. It's actually on Netflix.
Okay.
It's
Well, forget
so
that.
so yeah. So if you get Netflix, it's a great way to watch it. Or even it's going to cost a little bit of money, but you can also watch it on the YouTube. It does cost a little bit of
Oh,
money
okay.
for it, but that's another great way that you can watch it though, right from the start to the end.
Of course, you know me, Lucy in the sky.
Yes, 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 yes. That song. So now next week, though, what you were saying though is what you were talking at the beginning. Next week, it's going to be sculpture here,
Yes.
right?
Going to be hot.
Yeah, we're gonna. So it's going to be actually in the low 90s. That's for that's for the northern states, around the Great Lakes. It's going to be high of 33, approximately 34 here, within Ontario, so Canada. So it's going to be that high. Now, you were also saying though to do with the ice age.
I'm sorry.
You were talking about the
Uh,
ice age.
well, there's a scientist. He pops up on, I believe, on YouTube, but I'm not sure. I'll have to go look. He just comes in on my Facebook account, and he's very interesting. He covers a range of subjects, but what one of the things that he was talking about are was ice ages or ice various ice ages
Yeah,
anyway. And he said one of the things that kind of go along with it is just before there's an ice age, there's a heat wave things heating up, and it gets very hot, and then all of a sudden the earth starts cooling. And a lot of people don't know, but between the 1500s and or starting in the 1500s and going into the 1800s, it was what was called a mini ice age. It got cold, and there were crops. There were no crops in a lot of the areas, and other things were going on. And his theory is that when um, humankind, mankind, whatever you want, started using putting more stuff into the atmosphere, polluting the atmosphere really, and because of that, it raised the greenhouse gases enough that it uh, stopped the progress of the ice age. He believes we are still in the ice age, and if we really clean up our atmosphere to where it's pristine, we will go back into the ice age.
yeah.
That's kind of scary in a way.
It is scary. Because again, those like for March here and also part of the states, so up in your area of Michigan. All right.
Yes,
So March though was quite warm.
yes. Well, worldwide, the temperatures are rising, um, on average by 2 degrees, but that's Fahrenheit. I'm not, or is that? I can't remember. Oh my God, my mind is going. And, or well, it left the station without me. And the temperatures are rising, and it doesn't seem like it's very much, but like it's been pointed out by other scientists too, it doesn't take that much to raise the whole Earth. And once you get that temperature up there, it's equally hard to get it back down.
Yeah.
It takes more time to get it back down than it does to get the to get it to rise.
Yeah.
And again, it's scary. You know,
It it is scary though, because not this generation or even our generation or even your mother's generation, because your mother's generation was one of the generations that started it for doing it the right way, but the generations back, right? We're so much contaminating the earth, right? Now your mother's generation, though, what I was saying though, is actually the one that's basically got started for recycling.
well, I would say more it's my generation.
So
And the sad part, like, and I've said this on the show different times. I was part of the first Earth Days that happened when we celebrated, I believe, April 22nd.
Yeah.
And we were talking at that time, which was in the 70s, which is almost 50 years ago. 50 years ago. Woohoo! And we were talking at that time, we've got to start doing these things. And scientists were saying, we've got to start doing A, B, C, and D, or we're going to be in deep trouble.
Yeah.
More.
So.
And they just kind of looked at us like, yeah, crazy hippies, dude. Yeah. And didn't listen. Didn't do anything. And now they're scrambling, as they should, because it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
Oh, shit.
It's
that's
like
the past tense.
Yeah. But but I thought your
mom. No, I said that to some kid the other day, and they looked at me like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Like
our education system's going to crap.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So that's happened. And then just recently, we have some great news though. Since we've been started talking about some depressing news, did you get the weather change and everything else? But we're going to go back to good news though now. Here in Ontario and Detroit, Michigan, we do have some wonderful news just recently. This is actually as of yesterday, but a couple days ago. Yes, I love what Eva's doing right now. Eva's actually got her hands actually at two different levels. Now she's got her hands basically at the right level. So Eva, do you want to announce the good news?
It is now the same height on both sides, and they're finishing up. I'm not sure exactly when they're going to have traffic on it, but it is now level, and you can travel, or you don't have to worry about doing the
higher jump or the lower jump. Yes.
So. Can you imagine? I keep thinking about, what was it, the Dukes of Hazzards, where they were jumping with the cars over things like that.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
It's like, yeah. So what did your news just recently say though about the bridge?
I'm sorry?
What did your newscast just recently say about the bridge?
Well, they're very impressed. What they're going to have to, they have to adjust the wires that hold it up and everything, but they said it should be done, and it will be done, and we don't have to worry anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's good though, like, to adjust them. The reason why is we don't want things to be like how San Francisco's original bridge was. And there's video clips actually of that bridge. And that bridge, though, was blowing in that wind, and it fell down.
Was that San Francisco?
Yeah.
Because there's another one that they show.
It was right where the Golden Gate Bridge originally was.
Okay, there's another clip that you often see where the bridge is just doing this.
Yeah.
But this was back in the 50s, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I want to go across the bridge. But then again, you look at the Mackinac Bridge, and how long has it been around?
Yeah, so true. But the only thing though is that bridge does not have wires though.
I'm sorry?
The Mackinac Bridge does not have wires.
That is true.
So.
But it still is a bridge.
Yeah.
Still a bunch of stuff that doesn't have anything there to.
Yeah, but the
trivia.
Go ahead.
What is the nickname for the Mackinac Bridge?
I'm not too sure.
The Big Mac.
Okay.
Okay. The reason I asked that, they had a category on Jeopardy.
Okay, yeah.
Smitten by the Mitten or something along that line. I don't think they used that line, but something like that. And the question was, what is the nickname of the big bridge between the two peninsulas? Nobody got it right. The nickname, not the name, the nickname.
Okay.
The Big Mac.
Okay.
And McDonald's had nothing to do with it.
So, yeah. So the Golden Gate Bridge, though, is one of the top, I think it's 5 or top 10 largest bridges actually in the world. Right? So this bridge is quite big. I just can't wait until the big celebration, though. That's going to be happening.
Is Gordie Howe still alive?
Gordie Howe, I don't think he is. I could be wrong. But
let me check it.
It's like us. But yeah, so with that big celebration that's going to be happening, I really wonder who the stars are going to be that's going to be there. Both on the Canadian and also the American side. So, yeah, well, Eva's looking up. I'll sort of let you guys know. You can start watching that, or if you've been paying attention.
He died in 2016.
Okay.
So he is not with us anymore.
All right. Yeah, so the bridge started, I think it was in 2017, is right when the bridge started, actually, for the foundation. And now it's connected, but they still have a lot more work to do actually on it. And it's supposed to be opening up when about?
I think they said in about 6 months.
Okay.
I think. There's been a couple, oh, no, wait. Yeah, about 6 months.
Okay. Yeah.
I know the Baltimore Bridge is open, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and with that bridge, though, they're last thing I saw, though, that they were still trying to figure out how they were going to build that one.
Oh, they figured it out, obviously.
So, yeah, it's like, gosh. But yeah, so the Baltimore was the first bridge and the recent bridge in the news just recently, though actually it has collapsed for North America. So, but Eva says that they have that bridge open again. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that wasn't that long ago that it collapsed. It was just, I think it was this year it collapsed. So.
Yeah, back in was it March?
I can't remember, but we talked about it. We talked about it actually on one of our past shows here. But yeah, we'll be back after this commercial break. We'll talk more and we'll get some readings going, and we'll just do a general reading all together. So we'll be right back.
This arts and craft market at the Stratford Park Museum. 57 vendors showcasing handmade creations for the community to enjoy and purchase. Organizers say the goal of the market is to bring cultures together in peace and celebration while also exchanging knowledge.
Listen to Haunting Live on Podbean, where your host Trevor and Brother Chris from Divine Oracle Podcast sit down weekly and discuss about topics within the paranormal. This is a live call-in show that we encourage you to take part.
Alrighty, well, yes, there is a lot of information there for let you know what's going actually on. Now, Eva, did you take part last night on a Haunting Live podcast's live show?
No, I did not.
No.
My sister was here.
Are you going to be able to watch it?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to take part and watch it?
Yes, I will.
All right, wonderful. So, yeah, no, for those of you that are wondering what I'm talking about, last night, though, on a Haunting Live podcast YouTube page, we were live from the heart of Stratford, Ontario, at the Stratford Perth Museum. We had a young child with us. He was a teenager, exploring the location, doing a full investigation, learning the ropes with Trevor, which is the host of Haunting Live podcast. I made a couple appearances actually in there. And it was a museum, though, right where we do our ghost tours. We were last night granted into 2 different locations, so they're not on the tours. And the youth was able to pick up stuff. They did the basement, and what I heard though is right away he got in the basement and he ran out of the basement. Now this house is an old Victorian house. So now, Eva, would you ever run out of the basement?
Yeah. I've had a couple experiences in a basement.
Yes.
I was doing
the clean way, or are we talking about the naughty way?
I'm not going there. No, I was with I worked with a paranormal team, and we were exploring this one house, and the team basically went down before I did. I was the last one that went down the stairs, and it was like you'd go down the stairs, do a left-hand turn, and then down some more steps. You know how they do that.
Yeah.
And it was 3 steps from this little landing, and it was a long basement, and there were 3 lights, 1, 2, 3. And I hit the bottom. I walked down the steps, and I hit the bottom step, and the first light went out. Boom. Second light. Boom. Third light. Boom. And in about that timing. I mean, it was not all at once. It was 1, 2, 3. And I said, "That's it." I didn't like it, and I turned around and walked out.
Yeah.
And I used to work in a museum, and my desk was in the basement. And I was the last one to leave one evening because I wanted to finish a project I was working on. And all of a sudden, there was just this weird feeling. And I said, "That's it." I closed everything up, shut the lights off, and walked out.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was. I can't explain it, but it was just this weird feeling.
Okay, gotcha. So, talking about that old paranormal team, just
the
old paranormal team that you were a part of.
Oh, yes.
Now, are you officially with them, or have you left the group?
Well, the group has disbanded for several reasons. 2 reasons are 2 of the people have passed. So, and when I moved back to the farm, it was just not feasible for me to drop everything and run to the city type thing.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't have most of the investigations take place at night. I shouldn't say most, but a goodly part of them, and people got into other things. But there were 5 of us: a biologist, an electrical engineer, a psychologist, a priest, and a psychic.
Okay.
You can guess which one I was.
Yes. So.
And
go ahead.
The priest has passed away, and it was interesting. He was also a exorcist for the Diocese of Detroit. And we were talking one time, and he said he knows his death is going to be a very violent death, and it will be a young death because exorcists don't live long, which I did not know.
Yeah.
At age 42, he was in a car accident, and the car literally exploded. So he had a very fiery death, which apparently is also not unusual from what I'm learning. And the biologist has also passed. That was a heart attack.
Okay.
So.
All right. Now, the reason I'm asking that, though, Eva, is because there's people sending rumors around to do with you. You are aware of this.
Aware of what?
About people sending stuff around. About rumors about you. Yeah. Which I have confronted you about. We've talked about it. And this was last week, though, that we talked about it. Personal, you and I talked about it. So I just want to get the air clean with people sending rumors around and everything else.
And what are the? Can I ask you what the rumors are?
Um, Again, though, is I'll talk to you. Actually, I'll
All right, not a
quickly
problem.
remind you. Actually, off topic, and that was that. And I got the win from somebody else.
Okay.
Do you remember that? That I was talking to you about that.
No, I
Okay.
don't.
Okay. All right. All right. But I want to make it clear for people. If you have a problem with somebody, go and deal with the person. Do not send rumors about anybody at all. Confront the person directly. And that's one thing, though, that underneath our show here, though, that we strongly indicate is if you have a
It's
problem.
sad that people have to do something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, ask me completely, or if you've got something to say it to my face. I don't like this.
Or even with me. Even with me. So, personally, for people who are sending rumors around, keep your mouth shut. If you've got nothing nice to say, keep them shut. If you have something to confront with both of us directly. So, yeah. Eva is such a sweetheart young lady.
Thank
Right.
you.
I'm actually happy that how Eve and we met each other, and we reconnected again, and that was actually through one person who has a show actually on Sunday nights at 9 o'clock here on YouTube, and that's Psychic Sally Diane. We reconnected through her, so. But yeah, so we're gonna clear all that negative energy out, away. Yeah. We're going to be moving forward now. So again, though, is any negativity we do not support here. So
Thank you.
yeah. But besides that, though, how was your week, though? Since we haven't really talked in a week.
Oh, it's been quiet, I guess. I haven't done too much of anything. Like I said, my sister got here last night, and we basically chatted the night away.
Yes.
We don't get together enough to do that, and we talked about a lot of different things. And I did have a scare this week. Sweetie got out of the house.
Yes.
And
For those that don't know who Sweetie is actually her
Sweetie is
cat.
a cat, a house cat. Well, actually, she used to be an indoor-outdoor cat. Then she discovered it was much more comfortable in the house. I don't have to go worry about anything.
Yeah.
And she was very insistent about getting out of the house, and it scared me because I knew I already lost a couple cats. They would go out and they never returned. And I was so sure that was going to happen. But she did come back. She is safe. She is around. So it was a scare. I was very scared.
That's okay. So. Well, it's good to let the cat came back, just like the cat came back the other day, just like the old song.
You gotta love them.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta love them.
Was there any gifts at all from the cat?
No gifts.
No. Okay.
No. Last week, my mom got up to go to the bathroom in her bedroom.
Yeah.
And she looked down, and there in the middle of the doorway, was a little gift from Sweetie. She just kind of pushed it aside and figured I'll take care of it later. She went to the bathroom, and by the time she come back, the cat had taken the mouse and put it right back in the middle of the doorway. This is for you, Grandma.
Oh my gosh, it's cute. It's cute right when they do that, though.
Oh, it is. And I said, and you didn't thank her.
Yeah, that's like how it's.
Because you're supposed to thank them when they do that. You're supposed to give them a big thank you and schmutz them. And it's like, I do not want a cat with her face in my face after she's had a mouse.
Yeah, that's like how it's. Yeah, so for me though, this week though,
how was your week?
Kind of take it easy. I won't be watching too much actually to do with the Gordie Howe Bridge, but I sent you a picture. Just this week, my sister went to see my father. My father is in a different area, actually, of the hospital. And in the picture, just to let everybody know, there's my sister with her kids. I'm pretty sure this is the picture that's in my head right now. But there's a great aura around my father. Now, gray represents though basically those halfway there, halfway empty. It depends of how you look at the glass of wine or cocktail or whatever. So basically, though, he's halfway here, halfway there. The gray energy is really, really strong. But what do you think personally about the picture? Could you see it right away?
Not until you said look around him, and it's like, oh. But I didn't see it as gray.
Okay.
It came to me as kind of this nice pink blue. I can't really, not purple, but sometimes one time I looked at it was blue, and the next time I looked it was pink.
Okay.
So
that's like so I guess it all depends on how you interpret things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, he's halfway here, halfway there.
Yep. That's like so.
But that's okay. He's ready.
Yeah.
I have my mother is 94. Will be 94 tomorrow. It's her birthday, and she's not here. So.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it because somebody passed away in her sphere, and she was kind of down about it, and I said, well, people die, and she goes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Just the way she said it, and I'm like, Mom, you're scaring me.
That's like so. Well, you can actually tell. You can tell. Right. Exactly right when you're ready and right when you're not. Like last year for me. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have heard that.
Yeah.
It has. I don't know. There's something that it just points out that you're ready to go.
Yeah.
I had an interesting dream about 2 weeks ago. I didn't tell you then, but I dreamt about my father.
Okay.
And I said, do I get to go with you? And he said, not yet.
Yes.
And it's like, whoop, I was awake. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. That's like well, I was going to say, though, this last year while I was in the hospital, last August, though, I started slipping. I think it's basically because of the medication, though, that they gave to me. So I started slipping downwards. But I knew I wasn't ready to go. So for me, though, I'm a fighter. So it's like, gosh. But yeah, just before we wrap up the show, Eva, do you want to pull your cards by any chance?
Yes, I do. I've already pulled
them. All right. You started pulling them? All right. So what are we going to read today?
I'm sorry?
What topic are we going to read today?
I just was doing a general one.
General? Okay, no problem.
You want me to do a specific one?
No. It's all up to you.
I prefer just to do a general one. I've got the 5 of Cups. The Lovers.
Yep.
The 4 of Rods, or 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups, which I find interesting. 4, 5, and 6. I told you I don't do. That's even more interesting. The Lovers is also a 6. 4, 5, and 6 on a. Actually, it's a pretty. It's not just a general, and I have been watching the TV lately, the news stuff, and I've been hearing so much. I don't know what you'd call it with the newscasters about the Mr. Trump, and the fact that he is espousing the end of democracy as we know it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that comes across in Canada or not. And I have been thinking about that a lot. And when I did the cards, that was what I was thinking. And I apologize for saying it was a general reading, but I guess it's more of on Trump. I think the first card, the 5 of Cups, tells you that It's going to be rough. This is not going to be an easy election. I don't know that he is going to be elected. So the next card I looked at is, I know it's the Lovers. Let me get a little closer there. But I take that as kind of a, people like to kiss his arse.
Yeah.
To stay on his side, but it's not going to work. Good will win. And when it wins, it'll be fine. And the last card that I drew was the Six of Cups. That's my final card, or my end card, or my explanation. But I look at the Six of Cups, and it's like there's a childlike innocence about it. So my thought is that, sorry, my back is bothering me. The whole election is going to be a really bizarre thing. It's going to look like Trump is going to win. Like I say, there's plenty of people who are willing to kiss the ring, so to speak. I'll keep it nice. And you could even look at this as Mar-a-Lago. I just don't think he's going to win. I get the impression that this is saying good is going to win.
Yeah.
And the Six of Cups is telling me that again, it tells me that he is not going to win. He is too devious. And it's the innocence of the child, which Biden, for all of his political savvy, has that kind of childlike ideals about him, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. All right. So that was Eva's reading. It's actually on her cards. Now, I'm using a new deck of cards this week. Eva's going to be happy. So this card's here. Wisdom, actually, of the Elders is the cards I'm going to be using. The first card, though, which is actually due to children, and it is Grandmother Moon, and a Grandmother Moon card here. Hopefully we got that clear. Grandmother Moon card. Alright, so basically those grandmothers were always there for us right when we grew up. They're the ones who will actually always hold the sacred fire. They will do anything for us. If you ever wanted to be a mother, or even to do with actually respect, we always listened to our grandmothers. Our grandmothers were there for teaching. So with the Grandmother Moon, alright, there's different moon cycles. So basically, though, is think next full moon. Think about your grandmother, what she actually taught you, or even do that tonight. Think about what she did that while we were children. The next one, which is the youth. All right, this one here is smudge, and this is cleansing energy. So what we need to do, though, is especially with this time in our life, though, we need to smudge. Get rid of that negative energy within our own lives. We need to clear the whole energy all around us. Shush it outside the door. If you're in a home or apartment or wherever, shush that in the negative energy away. Especially in the house, clear all that space out. Especially right now, it's springtime. Spring cleaning's always there. The next one, though, that we're looking at, those adults. This is love and the eagle. Now, eagle is actually one of my spirit animals. Now, with the love, though, is especially for eagles. Eagles are always observing things. They're always looking down over things. Right, and that's one thing, though, that we need to do, especially with this love that's going on, that needs to be taking place in this world these days. There's so much hate out there. So with cleansing, that goes with that. Smudge, get the love out there. Now the last one, though, is Elder, to do with the North. Now, this one here is a great one. It is Mother Earth, the drum. We always have to remember, though, Mother Earth, though, we actually walk over. We walk on. There's Mother Earth and Father Sky. But with Mother Earth, though, we have to respect her. If there might be fires going actually on, people might be going camping this summer. Whenever we're done camping, especially with the fires, give thanks. Thank them for actually us to be able to actually get all that work that we've done to bring positivity into our own lives. So yeah, that's what I have. You were gonna say something while I was doing the reading. I could see that in your face. No.
No, I was just no. What? It's interesting that your card was the eagle. We've been having an eagle that's been flying around our. Well, I shouldn't say the fields around here.
Yeah.
And this morning or this afternoon, when I sat down at the computer, I saw it swoop down into the cornfield and come up, and I'm sure there was something in its claws, talons, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
But they're so majestic to watch them. Just the way they, you know, I can see why they would worship them.
Yeah.
Or hold them in high esteem or whatever.
The highest tower, yeah. That's like that. So.
Same thing with the cats, but that's just because I'm a cat person.
So yes, that was the Egyptians. Yes. So it's like that.
I sent a picture. It's a box of kittens. There's all kinds of kittens, and on the side of the box it says "Crazy Cat Lady Starter Kit."
Well, you're not too bad.
Yet.
You don't have 300 cats.
No. I would love to have a cat sanctuary.
Yeah.
Of some sort. I don't think I could have 200 cats, but at least have more than one.
That's like that. So. But yeah, no. So again, we do say thanks a lot for everybody that has tuned in or be able to watch it on playback. We do say thanks a lot. Join us next week, though. Join us next week. We have a new subject that we're going to be discussing, and I'm going to give this to Eva to sort of let you guys know what we're going to be starting next week. It's a 2-week show. Probably might go longer, but who knows? But Eva, if you want to let people know what we're going to be talking about.
Mythical beings. Primarily the Native American mythical beings.
Yeah. So there's a lot out there. This is also this is also with cryptic. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. A lot to discuss about all together. So, and you were saying before we actually started, though, you were doing something, and you were going to say a Wendigo, and all of a sudden you read about Wendigo, and what happened?
Well, I was writing a story, and I was looking. I wanted to use the Wendigo because I just like the name of it, the Wendigo. I mean, it sounds mystical. And then I read the article, and it's like, no, we got to find something else.
Yeah.
How about a Winnebago?
So yes.
You know what a Winnebago is, don't you?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I think about the car.
No, Winnebago, that's a Jewish indigenous creature.
Okay.
Winnebago.
Okay.
Wendigo.
Yes. So,
you got to stretch for that
like
one.
Well, instead of in the way that's written for Wendigo, what you can do those W-I-N, put the letter D, and then put just the word go.
Yeah.
So.
Ride the wind like a kite.
Yeah, so. Anyway, so from us to you guys have an awesome week. We will talk to you guys later.
Have a great week, everyone, and thank you for your time.